여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon-soa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news, K-culture in photos, and for our K-Correspondent segment, we go over to the Philippines. And with that, let's dive in. Joining us on today's show is Walter Lee. Happy Wednesday, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello to everyone joining us on K-Culture Dive today. I'm Walter Lee, here to co-host with Soa and bring you the latest in K-entertainment stories.
Let's kick off with K-Enter, Walter. You brought us some news from the global music charts and how Korean artists are doing well on them. And we're going to start off with Swim, BTS.
Yes, we are indeed. Who else to start off with except for BTS, obviously? So BTS are continuing their record-breaking run on the US Billboard charts. Now, according to those charts released Tuesday, BTS's main track, Swim, from the group's fifth full-length album, Arirang, claimed #1 on the global exclusive US chart and #2 on the Global 200. Now, the song climbed one spot from the previous week to regain the top position on the global exclusive US ranking. Arirang is also continuing its strong run on the main album chart, the Billboard 200. It landed at #7, marking its seventh consecutive week in the top 10. Meanwhile, back to Swim, it moved up 2 spots to #30 on the Hot 100, extending its chart run to 7 straight weeks.
And it looks like they also are doing great on the global sub-charts.
That's true, Soa. So BTS also delivered solid results across several Billboard subcharts. For example, Swim secured strong positions on key airplay charts, ranking #13, on Pop Airplay to #16, and on Adult Contemporary, and #30 on Radio Songs. Now, showing that their widespread appeal among North American listeners. Now, the group are currently on their Arirang World Tour with their upcoming shows at Stanford Stadium in California on May 16th, 17th, and also 19th.
So 16th, okay, 17th and 19th. And BTS will continue to dominate for many years, probably. But let's also talk about a younger boy group, Cortez. How are they doing on the charts?
Oh, they are doing swimmingly, if I should say. According to the latest Billboard charts on Tuesday, local time, Cortez entered the bubbling under Hot 100 chart. Now, they came in at #17 with Red Red, the main track from their group's second mini album, Green Green. Now, the bubbling under Hot 100, if you haven't heard, ranks songs that have yet to break into Billboard's main singles chart, the Hot 100. Similar to the Hot 100, the chart is actually calculated using streaming numbers, radio airplay, and sales figures as well.
Right, and similar to BTS, their impact is also spreading globally.
Indeed, it is so. So, Red Red rose to #43 on the Global 200 and #24 on the global exclusive US chart, marking jumps of 20 places and 7 places respectively, compared to the previous week with Green Green, their latest album, as I mentioned, at #8 on the World Albums chart. Now, here in South Korea, Red Red further demonstrated its widespread appeal by reaching #3 on the Melon Daily chart and #1 on Bugs.
And last but not least, let's talk about a girl group.
Yes, indeed. Let's talk about aespa. And aespa are showing their global impact as well with their pre-release track, WDA, which stands for Whole Different Animal, from the group's second studio album, Lemonade. Released on Monday, WDA entered the top 10 of the iTunes Top Songs chart in 17 regions around the world. Those include Singapore, Chile, and Brazil.
And it looks like the Chinese market is really enjoying their new single.
They are, right. So WDA also received a gold album certification on China's largest music platform, QQ Music. It further claimed #1 spots on the digital album sales chart single category, the Korean music video chart, and the integrated K-pop charts across Tencent Music, 5 affiliated platforms. Now, aespa's second full-length album, Lemonade, actually will be released on May 29th around 1 p.m. Korea time.
All right, thank you very much, Walter, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
All right, we now move to our AI anchor Arang for more on the culture front. Arang.
Thanks, Sua. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. The Culture Ministry has begun distributing movie discount coupons as part of efforts to support South Korea's slumping film industry. Starting today, more than 2.2 million coupons worth 6,000 won, or around $4 each, will be automatically issued to online members of major multiplex chains, as well as small local theaters and independent art houses. Up to 2 coupons per person will be available, which can be used for online ticket bookings. The coupons will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis. The discounts can also be combined with other promotions. So when used alongside the weekly Culture Day benefit, movie tickets can cost as little as 4,000 won. Jeonju Hanok Village, one of South Korea's top tourist destinations, will be transformed into an AI-powered smart tourism zone. The government plans to invest 2.5 billion won, or over $1.6 million by December to build an AI-based safety management system and big data platform across the area. The project includes real-time crowd monitoring using intelligent surveillance cameras, a smart integrated parking platform, and an automated emergency detection system for fires and other hazards. Officials also plan to analyze urban data, such as traffic, civil complaints, and commercial activity, to improve policymaking and city management efficiency. The annual Lotus Lantern Festival will take place this weekend across the Jongno district in central Seoul. The massive festival, which dates back some 1,200 years to the unified Silla period, was designated a National Intangible Cultural Heritage in 2012 and added to UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity list in 2020. More than 60 groups and some 20,000 people are expected to take part in a lantern parade set to begin at Dongguk University and proceed to Jogesa Temple. A public celebration featuring traditional dances and musical performances will follow at the Jonggak intersection. Roads in the area will have restrictions from 1 p.m. Saturday through 3 a.m. Sunday. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
Through a single photo at a time, we take a closer look at culture in Korea. This is K-Culture in Photos. The Korean word for flower is 꽃. And right now, flowers are everywhere across Korea. But one flower in particular takes center stage in May, carnations. These bright flowers are commonly given on Parents' Day and Teachers' Day as a way of saying thank you. And some children even dressed up as giant carnations themselves, turning school events into something both sweet and pleasant. And spring isn't ending there. In Busan, rose gardens are now bursting with color, drawing crowds into what feels like a tunnel of flowers in the middle of the city. Meanwhile, in Gangneung and Gwangju, white blossoms on fringe trees are also in season. People say the flowers resemble bowls of white rice, which is how the tree got its nickname, rice flower. There's even an old belief that when the blossoms bloom heavily, it signals a year of good harvest ahead. Earlier, we talked about flowers, but these flowers come with a surprise. They may look like real carnations and roses, but they're actually made from fruits and vegetables. These delicate carnations creations are a type of traditional Korean confectionery art known as jeonggwa, carefully shaped and colored by hand. And the next display gets even more creative. Strawberries, persimmons, tomatoes, kiwi, kohlrabi, all transformed into blooming floral designs. Some visitors probably spend more time taking photos than actually eating.
At this year's Seoul International Food and Tableware Expo, food became something close to sculpture. There were miniature vegetable gardens made entirely from bread, detailed watermelon carvings created by competing chefs, elegant rice cakes, traditional sweets, and beautifully plated Korean desserts. It's the kind of event that reminds you food can delight the eyes just as much as the taste buds. Where do you think these photos were taken? At first glance, this almost looks like an amusement park. There are pirate ship rides, carnival games, and glowing booths lighting up the night. But this isn't a theme park at all. It's an apartment complex in Korea hosting its own community night market. In many Korean neighborhoods, especially large apartment communities, seasonal night markets have become a fun way for residents to gather without traveling far from home. And of course, food plays a huge part. You can spot sizzling ton, spicy stir-fried sundae, 닭갈비, and plenty of street food favorites filling the air with irresistible smells. One of the most striking scenes comes from above. Rows of sparkling tents and warm lights packed with families and neighbors enjoying the evening together. There's something special about turning an ordinary residential space into a lively nighttime festival. May also marks the beginning of triathlon season across Korea, and these scenes capture just how intense and beautiful the events can be. Participants wearing dark wetsuits dive fiercely into the water before powering forward in massive open water swims. From above, the waves, swimmers, and shoreline spectators create an almost cinematic view. Some of the aerial shots almost make the athletes look like tiny brush strokes moving across the water. Crowds line the course cheering them on. And the energy continues on land as athletes jump onto their bicycles and race along long winding roads with fierce concentration written across their faces. What makes this event especially striking is the contrast between endurance and scenery. Whether held near rivers, lakes, or coastal roads, triathlons across Korea often turn athletic competition into something visually spectacular as well. And for many spectators, simply watching the determination of the athletes becomes part of the excitement. Whether through flowers, food, community gatherings, or moments of pure endurance, these scenes capture the many different ways that people across Korea are embracing the energy of May.
In Manila, the Philippines, a variety of K-pop related events have recently been taking place, including the Korea-ASEAN Global Music Festival, further expanding local interest in Korean music. As enthusiasm for K-pop and Korean music continue to grow, today we're connecting with Ziv, a Korean producer and songwriter in the Philippines, to explore the local K-pop scene and its cultural influence. Hello, Ziv.
Hello,
Could you please introduce yourself?
Hey guys, 안녕하세요. My name is Ziv, and I'm a music producer, artist, and songwriter from South Korea, but currently based in the Philippines.
Right, Ziv, and I also heard you had experience in the UK as well as Japan, and you are an award-winning producer as well. So it is an honor to talk with you about K-pop currently in the Philippines. And as I mentioned before, the Korea-ASEAN Global Music Festival 2026 round in the Philippines was held there. So would you say the Philippines has become a place where K-pop concerts and related events are now regularly enjoyed?
Definitely. I think the Philippines has become one of the strongest international markets for K-pop in terms of passion and emotional connection. So growing up here, I've seen firsthand how deeply Filipino fans support artists they love. And now it's no longer just concerts occasionally happening in here. It's like K-pop events, fan meetings, festivals, and even Korean cultural events have become part of mainstream youth culture here in the Philippines. And what's interesting is that it also goes beyond fandoms now. You can really see K-pop influencing fashion, performance standards, artist training, even how younger Filipino artists approach social media and fan engagement. So I'd say the Philippines is no longer just quote unquote a tour stop, but genuinely an important part of the global K-pop ecosystem.
Excellent. And are there particular aspects of, let's say, Filipino musical taste or emotional sensibility that you feel align especially with K-pop? Also, are there any sort of Korean artists who are particularly popular in the Philippines?
Yeah, so Filipino audiences are very emotionally driven when it comes to music. Like, Filipino naturally connect deeply to sincerity, emotional storytelling, heartbreak, hope, and expressive performances. And I think that emotional openness aligns very well with K-pop, especially because K-pop is not just about catchy music, but it's also emotional narratives, visuals, and connections with fans. At the same time, Filipinos also love very melodic music, like so strong hooks, memorable melodies, emotional choruses. Those things translate really well here. And in terms of artists, groups like BTS, Blackpink, 17, Twice, and even like New Jeans before have all had huge impacts in the Philippines. But honestly, K-drama OSTs and emotional ballads are also extremely loved here, maybe even more than people realize.
Well, no wonder these OSTs, these soundtracks are very popular because you mentioned there's a big stress on emotions in Filipino music. But Ziv, Filipino music and K-pop likely differ in their production styles. So beyond emotional expression and sound, what differences do you see in terms of song structure and production systems?
I think one of the major differences is the production system itself. So K-pop is incredibly systemized and collaborative. Like you get often multiple writers, producers, arrangers, top-line vocalists, like choreographers and visual teams all working together very early in the process. The level of structure and long-term planning is extremely high in K-pop. In the Philippines, music creation tends to feel a bit more personal and artist-driven emotionally. Like many songs are still built from songwriting traditions centered around acoustic instruments, live performances, and lyrical sincerity. And sometimes songs are written more organically rather than through large collaborative camps. Structurally though, K-pop songs also tend to evolve constantly within one track. So there are often genre switches, dynamic arrangement changes, and like very detailed production layers. While Filipino music generally prioritizes emotional flow and vocal storytelling more directly. Neither is better, they're just very different creative philosophies.
That's a very good comparison. I never thought of it that way. But through your work in the local music industry, have you noticed moments where, let's say, K-pop is influencing the Philippine music scene, or at least local artists?
Absolutely. Like, I think the influence is very visible now, especially among younger artists and especially in the growth of the P-pop scene, which is the Filipino P-pop scene. You can see it in their performance training, like visual concepts, choreographies, styling, content creation, and even fan culture. But I think what's most interesting is how Filipino artists are beginning to adapt those influences into something more local instead of simply copying K-pop directly. So for example, many artists now combine the performance quality and production ambition of K-pop with Filipino emotional storytelling and language. So I think we're in a interesting transition period where the Philippine music industry is trying to find its own modern identity while learning from global industries like Korea.
Right. And when comparing Korean idols or artists and Filipino idols or artists, what do you think is the biggest difference?
I think the biggest difference is probably the training system and industry structure. So Korean idols often go through very intense and structured training environments for many years before debuting. So there's a very high emphasis on precision, discipline, synchronization, and consistency. While Filipino artists, on the other hand, often go through live performance culture, church background, and emotional connections with audiences. So because of that, Filipino performers tend to feel very emotionally expressive and natural on stage. I think Korean artists are incredibly polished technically, while Filipinos often have a very raw emotional sincerity. Ideally, I think the future is finding a balance between both strengths.
I like how there's how the key word with Filipino music seems to be emotions, really. But you have a variety of music background in different countries and different cultures. But Ziv, have you had any experience working on Korean songs? And also, are there any Korean music producers or K-pop producers whom you personally admire or have been influenced by?
So yeah, I've had opportunities to work with Korean artists, writers, and producers before. And I've also participated in lots of songwriting camps connected to companies like SM and JYP. Some of the projects I've been involved with are unfortunately still under NDA, so I can't speak about them publicly yet. However, I do have a upcoming project connected to a major K-pop group, and I'm super excited to talk about that, and I hope I can share more details about it in the future. In terms of like producers, I really admire producer artists like Jiko, Chan-hyuk Lee from Angyu, and also Kenzie. She's the producer for SM before. And I think they all understand how to create music that is commercially impactful while still emotionally memorable and artistically distinct. And that's who I want to become as a producer as well.
Mm-hmm. And Ziv, we do still have a minute or two left, so I would like to ask you, are there any songs of yours that you would like to recommend to our K-Culture Dive viewers? This is your moment.
Yeah, actually, so I work with a P-pop group here for my first song ever. It's called Walkie Talkie. It's with a group called Kaya. They're a Filipino-based P-pop group, and I feel like it's a heavily K-pop influenced song with the emotional sincerity of the Filipinos. So I found that balance in that song.
All right. We're going to make sure to listen to that. And thank you very much, Ziv, for connecting with us today. And we wish you the best with your music career and hope that you can connect more people together through your music. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
And thank you, Walter. As always, we're going to have you back here tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. Please make sure to tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. And keep diving.